Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, my lovely viewers of the YouTube. How are you all feeling today? I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling really good. I was sick these past couple days, but lo and behold, after overdosing 65 times on NyQuil and Tylenol, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more me. I'm feeling more just active. So I'm able to film, and I'm here in my partially melanated glory. So before I start to get into the video, I started calling these things Ceddy's Convos just because it was kind of a way for me to just talk to whoever's watching this, to just talk about just life and things that are going on with whatever topics may be happening at this time. So that's why I named it Ceddy's Convos, just to kind of make it its own little series. Down the road, I'll make it to like a playlist with like all the whatever. It's more than likely going to be like a very frequent thing on this channel. So hopefully you're all liking it. Before I keep on rambling for way too long, let's go ahead and grab your makeup, grab your wine, grab your alcohol, your Ciroc, your, as much as I hated your Hennessy, whatever it is you feel like doing, hell, even some food, some seaweed chips, some popcorn, whatever it is you're doing, go ahead and grab it. Put your phone down, unless you're on your phone, in which case, keep your phone up. Anyways, let's go ahead and, actually, before I get into it, let's go ahead and press the subscribe button down below. Let's help build the channel. Let's, leave a like and comment what you had for breakfast this morning, if you had breakfast. If not, just comment the last thing that you ate. Maybe you'll find somebody that has the same taste of food as you, and I don't know, we'll sprout new friendships. So let's go ahead and zoom the camera and start the video. Alright, so now that you're all up in my face and all up in this mug, let's go ahead and prime our faces today. I'm using the Milani Prime Perfection primer. Oh, did you notice that I cut off my little chin strap? So now I look like a thumb because I don't have like a jawline. I did that because I wanted a change. I wanted to try something new with my face because I've had the chin strap for like 2 years. So I kind of want to try something new. Maybe I would like this. And as time goes on, I'm liking it more and more. So yeah, it might become a frequent thing for me to have the just goatee and mustache. So, one of the topics I want to talk on today, one of my favorite beauty YouTubers, Miss Jackie Aina, which if you don't know her, you sleep under a rock. She is an amazing woman of color, an amazing black woman. She is one of the bigger YouTubers on here when it comes to beauty, especially for black people. She's a dark-skinned black woman who has around 3, maybe 4 million subscribers, and her videos are very funny. Like, she does a lot of she does reviews, obviously, and like in her reviews she keeps it very like comedy centered, and she really keeps you entertained. And she's one of the reasons why I wanted to start a beauty YouTube channel, just because I really loved her, and one of my dreams would be to meet her and like be BFFs with her. But she recently did a video talking about like the things that she learned in her like 20s and like some knowledge she could pass on, and I will obviously link that video down below for you guys to watch it. I think it is definitely an amazing video and definitely something worth watching and getting into, and like watching her other videos. I'm not going to talk on too much about it because obviously she has her whole video on her own platform in order to go further into it, and she talks on a lot of these topics, not frequently, but like often enough to where like you can tell she's really passionate about the things that she's passionate about. Anyways, in one of her videos, or in that video I should say, so in her video she talks on how, being 20, you feel like you need to have everything together. You feel like you need to, be at the job that pays you, $100,000 or whatever, thousands of dollars a year. By thousands, I always mean like, so like, with a lot of society and like our generation or like younger people or whatever, we feel like we need to have our lives figured out by the time we're like 25. She completely says like, no, you know, take the time, take your 20s to really like experiment and to, you know, figure out what exactly it is you like. Don't live in somebody else's, not shadow necessarily, but like, don't live under the guise of like, oh, if I don't have everything figured out by the time I'm 25, you know, life isn't going to go anywhere for me. And that's the exact opposite. And the reason why that really stuck with me, I'm in my 20s, I'm 22, going to be 23 in a couple weeks. So to hear somebody that's older say like, no, take your time, figure out exactly what it is you like, and kind of experiment and live a happy life. Like, do what you have to do. Like, yes, if you have to work, go to work, obviously. Get your things together. Get all of your peas in a pod, or whatever the term is. Get all of your cards together. Do what needs to be done. However, don't be stressed out if you're 25 and you're still working like a 9 to 5. There are plenty of people who are doing that. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. And that's something that, like, a lot of younger people, or like people my age, kind of like go back and forth on. So like, some people that are my age will tell you like, oh, it's okay to, you know, work a 9 to 5 because I do too. And then there's people that tell you like, oh, I can't do a 9 to 5 because ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do, and I'm nobody's pet, and, you know, I'm not gonna be working for somebody my entire life. Like, well, yeah, that's nice. It's nice to have that ambition to say like, I'm not gonna work for somebody my entire life. I want to be my own boss. However, a CEO position is not going to just land in your lap. Like, yes, there are some exceptions to that rule where some people have literally gotten their dream job through like social media and all that, but those are really just exceptions. You know, that's not a reality for everyone. Yeah, it could be possible for anybody to become, you know, viral and make a profit off of it if they market themselves correctly. However, not everybody goes viral. Not every single thing goes viral. And oftentimes, it's not even the people with the best talent or the people with like the most talented, or like, you know, the most talented people that make it. It's really just the people who are more consistent and the people who are more driven. To have ambition is definitely a major plus in the world, but don't beat yourself up if you feel like you're not going anywhere. Like, if you're only 20 and you feel like, oh, I'm stuck at this job and, you know, blah, 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 you're only 20. You're only in your 20s. It's okay. You do not need to have everything figured out by time, like, anytime soon. It's okay. It's okay to jump from job to job. Obviously try to stay in one job. A lot of this is just my opinion, and you might be thinking like, well, Damon, who are you to tell us what to do when, again, I'm only 20, 22, 20, about to be 23. Yeah, you know, you don't have to take everything I say 100% serious or take everything I say as, you know, a golden rule. However, I still feel these ways, and I still feel like, in my opinion, these things are like true, where you shouldn't have to feel less than yourself just because you're not at your dream job. You know, it's plenty of people who went to school until they were like 28 years old, and they finally get like a good job once they're like 30, and that's fine. You know, everyone's path of life is different. Not everyone is destined to live the same life as everyone else, and I definitely think that's something a lot of young people and especially people my age kind of feel, because I'm kind of at that age where, yeah, from time to time I feel like, you know, damn, I should have my shit together, I should be, you know, living amazing, you know, like I feel old in a way for my age. But again, I'm 22. Like, what do I really know? I haven't really experienced life for what it is. And another topic that she talked about in her video was like the whole dating scene, you know. Granted, yes, if your goal is to be married by the time you're like whatever and like super young and you want to get married, that's 100% fine, you know. I would say a great majority of people want to get married. A lot of people want to meet their, you know, love of their life, their significant other, They want someone to be, you know, their one and only. And that is 220% okay. So now moving into setting my under eye, I'm gonna be taking this. It's new to me, but it's not like a new product. It's new to me, so I bought it and I really want to try it because I hear a lot about it. It is the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder. I got it in translucent because I'm not really a huge fan of brightening powders for under the eye, simply because I already have I'm already really of light skin. So to have a very strong brightening powder doesn't seem like a good idea for me in my lack of experience. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this powder. There's no scent to it, which is fine. It's a powder. I don't expect all powders to have scents to them like my Fenty Beauty one does. So that's fine and dandy. A thing about this brand, Beauty Bakery, it is black owned by a woman named Cashmere Nicole. I believe that's her name. Shouldn't be stating facts if I don't know the 100% truth. And she is a black woman, a cancer survivor, so shout out to you for surviving a life-threatening disease. The overall theme of this brand is the cutest thing. Like, everything is kind of like bakery and... Ooh, I should not have put powder there. Whatever. Everything is like bakery and like, you know, it's really cutesy themed. Like, everything is literally like named after food. She uses like little food puns. Like, there's flour. You would think it's flour, like Flower powder, but no, it's flour as in like baking flour. Soup's adorable, super cute. It's available on Ulta and the Beauty Bakery website. I highly recommend trying this powder out because I like it. I've used it like one other time and it set my under eye perfectly throughout the day. And so for the rest of my face, I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Setting Powder, Fenty Beauty Setting Powder in Honey, and just setting the rest of my face so that we don't look whatever. Now the Fenty Beauty powder does have some scent to it, and it does smell very nice. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's so fine milled that you can see the powder flying everywhere, which I don't mind. It smells good, and it's not like gonna choke me, so don't really mind the powder getting everywhere. So back to the video. She was talking about how, you know, dating in your 20s, don't settle for something you're not worth. Don't think that every guy or girl that comes into your life relationship-wise is necessarily going to be the one, you know? There are people that come into your life in order to teach you, you know, valuable life lessons, and I 100% stand by that. For being somebody who, I haven't dated too much. I haven't been in too many relationships. I've been in technically only 2, but I really only count the one. You know, taking people super serious is never a good idea, and don't get too comfortable with somebody, especially at an early age. Because we're young, a lot of the things we see is, you know, relationships being advertised as, we see like a lot of relationships being advertised of like as like the pinnacle of happiness. And if you're of the lucky few who have found the love of your life at a tender, you know, young age, fantastic. You know, again, like most things, there are exceptions to the rules. Definitely one of those exceptions is like that. Moving into eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and prime with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, as I 9 times out of 10 always do. We're gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette. Jumping in, sorry, mine is super dirty. Jumping into this color in the corner. I'm gonna be using that as our like base color, the like main color to our eye. Definitely spend your 20s figuring out what you like. Don't spend it living under somebody else. Don't be attached to anybody, you know. Don't let somebody else be your source of happiness. Like, absolutely not. And that's something I've definitely learned. You know, as time has gone on and as long as I've been single, I've definitely learned to not let someone be my happiness. And I also really learned that was often one of the times one of the reasons I was always so feeling away, because when you make a person your like absolute source of happiness, you lose the ability to be happy on your own. And, you know, God forbid you and that person don't work out. If that person was your only source of happiness, what are you gonna do now? You know, you're stuck with just you, and, you know, if you can't find happiness in yourself, why should somebody find happiness in you? Like, not to sound super rude or like bad, but it's just the truth. You know, if you yourself cannot love yourself, why should somebody love you? And I do believe that everyone deserves love, and I do feel like everyone deserves to find somebody to love them. However, you do need to love yourself in order to do that. And it took me a long time to love myself. And when I say a long time, I mean a very long time. You know, I've went on dates a few times, I've met a few people, and nobody really ever like satisfied those qualities, and they still really haven't. One thing I can definitely 100% say about being single and, you know, living a single life is you meet a lot of interesting people, and those interesting people might awaken something in you that teaches you like new things that you like. You know, you might learn something new about yourself. You know, you might think you like one thing, but next thing you know, down the road, you like another, and that's fine. You know, that's fine to always explore and have a change of mind and kind of go through a self-enlightenment. That's 100% fine, and I feel like that's definitely one of the major things in life is to have these sort of epiphanies or like life-changing experiences, because they open new windows, it opens new opportunities. So taking a smaller kind of tapered brush, we're gonna deepen the eyes. So jumping into this color right here. The names are on the back and I don't have the patience to really go look for them. So I think it's Hennessy. Grab the color Hennessy and put that in the outer V of your eye. But yeah, back to this very dragged on topic. Dating in your 20s is very experimental, in my opinion. Because, like, what do you really know about people in your 20s? Going into that first color we took, we're gonna bounce back between that and Hennessy to do under our eyes. Going into the infamous James Charles Morphe palette, I'm just going to take one color, I'm going to take just a flat kind of brush, and we're going to take this kind of shimmery green color right here and pop that into the intersection of the eye. My camera just cut out, so hopefully it caught what I said in the beginning. There was a picture of, she's a very beautiful woman, and she's standing at one of these little concentration camps at the border, or wherever it is, I can't think of it right now. And everyone is commenting, you know, ooh, Ice Bay, and ooh, she's so fine. She has garnered over 100,000 followers and now put booking information in her social media bios. As a Latina woman, to be a part of ICE and be as proud of you as you are to be detaining all of your own people, essentially. And now that she's putting booking information, like what makes me mad and what's ridiculous is that she still has a job, because just a couple years ago there was a black woman who was I want to say a kindergarten teacher, And she wore, you know, to me it was a professional outfit, you know. She didn't have cleavage out. It was a little bit tight, yeah, that's fine. You know, it was like a bodycon dress or whatever, and she was around kids. I get how that can be like, eh. But she was professional and she was a teacher, and y'all got her fired because of how she was shaped and how she's built. And for this Latina woman to be, you know, putting her, so to blend out and kind of even everything out, we're going to be jumping between the first color and here on that Moroccan Spice palette to just even out the eyes. She's putting this, you know, information in her bio to book her, and she still has her job, whereas the black woman who was a teacher and was professionally dressed and wasn't really trying to cause attention to herself, she was just wearing what was comfortable, and she was dressed professionally. She gets let go and fired from her job. Unacceptable. Unacceptable how this is allowed to happen. And I think that's ridiculous. You know, it's not an exaggeration when we say that black women are severely mistreated in today's society. Now just topping off the eyes with some mascara, and that is the eye look. For bronzer, I'm going into my trusty handy dandy Milani bronzer. Taking another Fenty Beauty product. It's one of the lip crayons in the color Guava Mint, and I'm just going to be using that for my lips. This liquid highlighter from The Balm Cosmetics in the color Bonnie Dumanizer. I'm just going to be using that as a highlight. Setting the entire face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. All the points, what did I say? I said Jackie Ina's video, make sure you subscribe, link in bio, watch it, amazing woman. Dating in your 20s, stay away from it for a little bit, take some years to yourself, find out who you are, love yourself, love the people around you, spend time with your family even, you never know, and work on who you are. And then being where you think you need to be at is 100% fine. You'll eventually get there as long as you don't give up. And this whole Ice Bay lady, like, get her away from me, get her gone, get her off my timeline. I don't want to see it. Anyone that knows me, y'all know I don't condone these concentration camps. Get them away. So yeah, that concludes today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you all next time. And again, me and outros don't get along, so I just hope you all had a good time watching this video and you learned something. And yeah, you guys are amazing. I love you. Goodbye.